Today, when we see a dog lying calmly beside its owner, wagging its tail when called, guarding the house, guiding the blind, rescuing people, or playing gently with children, it is easy to forget that its distant ancestors were once wild wolves. The story of how humans domesticated dogs did not begin inside a warm home, nor did it begin with beautiful breeds and pet competitions. It began during the harsh days of prehistory, near the edges of ancient campfires, where humans and wolves were both fighting to survive. At first, humans did not plan to create dogs as we know them today. Early humans lived in small groups, hunting animals, gathering plants, building temporary camps, lighting fires, and leaving behind bones, skins, fat, and scraps of meat after each hunt. The smell of food attracted hungry wolves, but not every wolf dared to come close. The most fearful wolves ran away. The most aggressive wolves were driven off or killed. Only the calmer wolves, the ones less afraid of humans and able to keep a safe distance, could stay near human camps and eat what was left behind. This may have been the first step in domestication. Humans probably did not simply capture a wild wolf and instantly turn it into a dog. The change happened slowly over many generations. The friendlier wolves living near people had easier access to food. They had a better chance of surviving. When they had pups, some of those pups were also less fearful and less aggressive. Over hundreds and thousands of years, one group of wolves gradually became different from the wild wolves that stayed far away from humans. Humans also began to recognize the value of these animals. A calm wolf near the camp could smell strangers, hear danger from far away, warn people of predators, clean up scraps around the camp, and sometimes follow humans during hunts. At first, the relationship may have been loose. The animal did not fully belong to humans, and humans may not yet have seen it as a pet, but both sides benefited. Wolves received food, and humans gained a living warning system around their camps. What is especially fascinating is that friendliness itself changed their bodies. When humans, either accidentally or intentionally, favored wolves that were less aggressive, they were selecting behavior first. But behavior is linked to many physical changes. Over time, these wolves near human settlements may have developed shorter snouts, smaller teeth, softer ears, less threatening faces, and a greater ability to read human emotions. They did not only live beside humans, they began to understand humans. The tone of a voice, the direction of a pointing hand, the meaning of eye contact, praise, anger, and trust. At some point, this animal was no longer truly a wild wolf, it had become an ancient dog. Dogs may have been the first animals ever domesticated by humans, before cattle, sheep, goats, horses, or cats. Scientists still debate the exact time and place where this process began, because ancient dog bones and ancient wolf bones can look very similar. However, archaeology and ancient DNA show that dogs were living with humans very early, perhaps even before farming became common. This means dogs were not born from the world of farms and villages, but from the world of prehistoric hunters. When humans were still nomadic, dogs followed them from place to place. They moved around the camp, stayed near the fire, ate leftover bones, slept close to humans, and slowly became part of the group. A good dog could detect the scent of prey, chase small animals, help track wounded game, or alert people to danger during the night. In cold weather, dogs could sleep near humans and provide warmth. Their barking could warn the camp about wild wolves, bears, large cats, or unfamiliar people approaching in the darkness. When humans entered the age of agriculture, the role of dogs changed again. People no longer lived only by hunting. They began to grow crops, raise animals, build villages, and stay in one place for longer periods of time. Dogs became guardians. They protected homes, guarded stored food, drove wild animals away from livestock, watched village gates, and warned people when strangers came near. In places where sheep, goats, or cattle were raised, humans began selecting dogs for herding. The dogs that were quick, intelligent, obedient, and able to move around livestock without frightening them were valued and allowed to reproduce. This was when humans no longer selected dogs only because they were friendly. They began selecting dogs for specific jobs. The best hunters were used for hunting. The strongest dogs pulled sleds or heavy loads. The most alert dogs guarded homes. The fastest dogs chased prey. The most controlled and intelligent dogs herded animals. Every environment created a different type of dog. Cold regions needed thick-coated dogs with great endurance. Grasslands needed clever herding dogs. Forests and mountains needed brave dogs with powerful noses. Villages needed loyal dogs that knew how to guard the home. In ancient civilizations, dogs held a special place. In Egypt, dogs appeared in art and daily life. In Rome, they were used for guarding, hunting, and companionship. In many cultures, dogs became symbols of loyalty, protection, and even spiritual meaning. In some places, dogs were buried with humans, showing that the relationship between humans and dogs was not only about usefulness, it also involved emotion, memory, and affection. However, the domestication of dogs was not always gentle. In ancient times, many dogs had to live outside, eat leftovers, work hard, pull loads, guard in the cold, or take part in dangerous hunts. Dogs were loved, but they were also used as working animals. Humans selected them according to human needs, and over many generations the desired traits were preserved. This is why dogs became one of the most diverse domesticated animals in the world. Some are tiny enough to fit in a lap, some are large and powerful like wolves, some have long fur, others have short coats, some can run extremely fast. Others can smell things with almost unbelievable accuracy. In the modern era, dog breeding became more systematic. Humans began creating breed standards, recording pedigrees, organizing dog shows, and choosing dogs based on body shape, coat color, size, ear shape, tail shape, and temperament. Many modern dog breeds were developed strongly over the last few centuries. This was the period when people no longer bred dogs only for work. They also bred them for beauty, status, companionship, and personal preference. Hunting dogs, herding dogs, sled dogs, guard dogs, toy dogs, companion dogs, and show dogs became more clearly separated. But this also brought problems. When humans selected dogs too strongly for appearance, some breeds developed serious health issues. Some dogs have muzzles so short that they struggle to breathe. Some have backs so long that they suffer spinal problems. Some are so large that they often develop joint disease. Some have been bred too closely within small gene pools, increasing the risk of inherited disorders. This shows that domestication is not only a story of human success, it is also a story of responsibility. When humans create a breed only for appearance while causing the animal pain, that is no longer progress. In the modern world, dogs have entered many new roles. They are no longer only hunters or guards. Police dogs can detect drugs, explosives, and traces of crime. Rescue dogs can find people after earthquakes, landslides, avalanches, and building collapses. Guide dogs help blind people move safely through the world. Therapy dogs support the elderly, children, patients with depression, and people suffering from trauma. Medical detection dogs can be trained to recognize certain unusual scents linked to illness. From an animal once standing at the edge of a campfire searching for food, the dog has become a partner in tasks that even machines sometimes struggle to perform. What makes dogs truly special is their ability to live with humans. Many animals are stronger, faster, or intelligent in their own ways, but dogs understand humans in a deeply social way. They recognize their owner's voice, habits, mood, and body language. Some dogs seem to know when a person is sad, when danger is near, or when protection is needed. This did not happen overnight. It is the result of thousands of years of living together, eating together, hunting together, guarding together, moving together, freezing together, starving together, and surviving together. If we look at the whole process, humans did not create dogs the way they create machines. Humans and wolves changed each other. Wolves chose to stay near humans because food and safety gave them an advantage. Humans chose to keep the animals that were calm, useful, and cooperative. Over countless generations, natural selection and human selection worked together. The result was the dog, an animal that still carries traces of the wolf, but also carries the imprint of human civilization. Today, in modern cities, many dogs no longer need to hunt prey or guard camps. They sleep on sofas, eat packaged food, walk on leashes, receive vaccines, visit veterinarians, get groomed, and are often treated as members of the family. But deep inside them, ancient instincts remain. They like to live in a group. They like to follow a trusted leader. They love to smell, explore, protect territory, and stay close to the humans they trust. When a dog looks into its owner's eyes, that look is not just the look of a pet. It is the result of a relationship that has lasted through thousands of years of history. The story of dog domestication is not simply the story of humans capturing a wild animal and turning it into a pet. It is a story of patience, selection, mutual benefit, and emotion. From hungry wolves wandering near ancient fires, to hunting dogs in forests, herding dogs on grasslands, sled dogs crossing snow, guard dogs standing at village gates, companion dogs living in apartments, and rescue dogs searching through collapsed buildings, dogs have walked beside humans through almost every stage of civilization. Perhaps the reason dogs became humanity's best friend is not only that they obey commands. It is that they helped humans face some of the oldest fears in life: darkness, hunger, cold, wild beasts, and loneliness. Humans gave dogs food, shelter, and a place beside the fire. Dogs gave humans alertness, loyalty, friendship, and trust. From that simple exchange, one of the most beautiful relationships between two species was born.